Never in my how many ever years I've been watching the NFL have I seen the the movement and the just flat out just craziness of an NFL offseason. Ballers Report podcast right here to talk about with you. Who am I? Willie Epteen Jr. I got Marshawn Powers, the young G, and I got Rachel Hill, the first lady of sports. They're gonna be joining me here in just a minute, man. We're gonna talk about Baker. Who? Yeah, because I got the Cleveland twins in here. You might be able to tell they might not really be twins, but they twins. They both love the Browns, and if you just seen us all together on Her in the Huddle, that's because we were just on about an hour or so ago. So we're gonna pick up the conversation that we had from that. But before we go, you already know what we got to do. Come on, let's go get it, y'all. Here we go.
Right about now, you're about to be possessed by the sounds.
2-6 shit. Yeah, I know what it is. You little suckers get to talking, grabbing, not walking, strapped to the pong, getting jaws and smacking, they sleep with the coffins, and they getting greedy like saying, give me all that.
Yes, sir, buddy. You already know what it is. When you hear that music, it is the Ballers Report podcast, courtesy of the Warzone Sports Network. Thank you guys out there for checking us out on YouTube as well as Twitter. YouTube for Warzone Sports, YouTube for Shakeback Media Group, and Twitter for just Shakeback Media Group. Rachel, Marshawn, what's good?
What's happening? So I'm trying to order some food right now for after the show. You know.
Okay, so you ain't got no food, so
I'm starving. All right, listen. So I went to this place here in Cleveland after we left Her in the Huddle called, well, you know what Shake Shack is. If you don't know what Shake Shack
Rachel
is.
does, I don't.
You don't know what Shake Shack is? All right,
No.
Willie. Shake Shack is pretty good. I'm gonna just say that.
Okay.
It's a burger spot. So I spilled my milkshake and it spilled all over my burger and it just ruined everything.
Man, whatever. You better eat that. It's going all up.
Threw it away. I already threw it away.
You paid like $20 for it all too.
Well, technically, I don't know if I should say this.
You got it for free.
I don't know what you heard about me.
Yeah, okay. Okay, with that being said, welcome to another edition of the Ballers Report podcast. As we have already gotten off the rails, and we're talking about 50 Cent and co-pimping and do or die and everybody else out there that's in the rap game. All right, so here we are. We look. Let's just get right into it. No script, just off the dome. Everybody here, we kind of know what's going on. We've seen what's happened. If you haven't seen it on Tuesday earlier, or maybe it was on Monday, Matt Ryan has now been unloaded from the Atlanta Falcons to the Indianapolis Colts, making the AFC just that much more contentious when you talk about the contenders that are over there. So last week we saw, or actually this whole thing started with Russell Wilson going to the Denver Broncos. And then you have Deshaun Watson. We're going to get into that here in just a minute because these two C-Town, Cleveland is the city where we come from, so run. Yeah, we're going to talk about that with them because they got their fingerprint all over the situation up there in Northeast Ohio. But before we even get there, I want to talk about some NBA because we left off on Her in the Huddle talking about that. And y'all were talking about LeBron James and him possibly coming back to the Cleveland Cavaliers at the end of his career, which we never know what's going to be because that dude is still playing like he's still 19 years old. So Marshawn Powers, you step up to the microphone, sir. Is this really a viable option, or is this really a viable chance that we're going to see LeBron James in a Cleveland Cavs uniform before it's all said and done?
I said on Her in the Huddle, no. But I honestly think that we might see him because, I mean, just the way that he walked off in 2018, you know, when he walked off the court and he, you know, didn't really say goodbye. You know, it was kind of like he left. It felt like he left in 2010, but because we saw it in 2010, you know, it kind of didn't really, really hurt us. You know what it reminds me of? Tom Brady retiring this year. Like it
Mhm.
was just unbelievable. It was just, it didn't really, make sense. Because you don't feel like that person got their proper honors, got their proper goodbyes, especially from the city of Cleveland, which you did. It's kind of hard to give LeBron the love when you constantly leave. I feel like he needs that proper goodbye from Cleveland, like for what all you did. So yeah, at first I said no, but maybe his last season, or maybe it might be it might be a whole D Wade situation where he's for the first time. I mean, we've been seeing a lot of first times with LeBron, first time being kicked out the first round. Possibly for the first time in his career, we might see LeBron James traded from the Los Angeles Lakers to the Cleveland Cavaliers. You never know.
Ooh. Now, we're journalists or we're show hosts or whatever you want to call us. We do what we do. That sure would be a story, Rachel. How do you feel about LeBron James coming back to y'all's area to wrap up his career? Is this real? And I know we're gonna get into the other debate that we talked about on Her in the Huddle here after you finish answering the question.
I believe that LeBron James will retire a Cleveland Cavalier.
Okay, now since you want to sidestep the question with that old Washington D.C.-ish type answer, bless you. Yes, bless you. Bless you again. That's all right. Since you want to use that old sidestep, Potomac two-step of an answer, let me ask it to you this way, because he could retire as a Cleveland Cavalier by signing a one-day contract. So let me ask it to you this way, First Lady.
Yes,
do
sir.
you see a viable chance where LeBron James will actually playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers before the end of his career?
I can honestly see that. I can see that coming back for maybe a season or two. At the end when the champion pursuits are over, because I mean, as long as he's in the league, he's always going to be in pursuit of a championship. And you said this on Her in the Huddle. You don't think he's ever going to win any again. So at this point, why not come back to the Cleveland Cavaliers and be that wily veteran, be that hype man, be that guy that isn't going to play every day, but you're still a contributor to the franchise that raised you, you grew up in, that surrounded you in love.
Rachel?
Yes, sir.
Did you really just say that LeBron James is going to come back and play and be a hype man and not play every day? Did you really just say that?
I did.
You really just said that?
Rachel is too excited for her vacation because there is no way she believes that.
I'm just, because really and truly, we might need to have your urine tested.
My hearing tested?
Urine.
Your urine tested.
Rachel said she's going on vacation, so the party started early.
Yeah. I mean, like, okay.
I did say that, and I firmly stand by that, and I believe in that.
But not that part about him coming back and being a hype man and not playing every day.
When wherever LeBron James goes, LeBron James has the clout. The talent alone, he has the clout to where LeBron James can go to any team and be their main focal point and have players moved and this and that. He has the clout to make that happen. So he's not going to be no hype man. He'll probably ruin the team like I knew he was going to ruin the Lakers. He'll probably try to trade. He probably wouldn't trade Darius Garland because Darius Garland's a clutch guy, but one of the two, Allen or Mobley, is going to be gone unless one of them signs with Clutch agency. And they'll be traded for somebody either on Clutch or a superstar.
Now, we're assuming that all of this LeBron and back to Cleveland talk is
this is all
a real possibility or probability of happening.
In the future, yes.
Okay. Well, again, if it's going to be a story, I'm going to root for it. I would love to see LeBron, and we talked about this a minute ago. I would love to see LeBron James and Bronny on the Cleveland Cavaliers together. Now, I want to take a bet. How many gray hairs do you think we'll see in LeBron's beard when he gets to that point? When is Bronny actually even eligible for the NBA? What, 3 years from now? 2 years.
2 years.
So that will put LeBron James basically at 40.
Well, he in junior high school, right?
I don't think we're gonna see a lot because I think, man, one thing. Well, Willie, you know this thing that they have at barbershops. It's called Beijing. So I think we're gonna see a lot of that Beijing going on with LeBron James beard. We already see it now. You might see a streak here and there, to kind of make him look old, but he's going Beijing. I tell you this, I guarantee we'll see him be bald headed. I think it's already, man, overnight. It's already. Whew, it look worse than KD hair. Oh my goodness.
At least KD's hair is nappier than
All he just got to do brush. All KD just got to do is get a soft brush. Hey, KD, Sally's Beauty, $2.99, soft brush.
Man, that dude need a relaxer. He need a perm, a curl.
Black hair is beautiful, you guys.
Man, that's what I'm saying. Just
it can be beautiful, but his is it. Look, like Fred Sanford said, if your hair is short and nappy, cocaine will make it happy, and that fool needs some coke.
What's cocaine?
Cocoa butter.
I don't know what it is. That you got to go back and watch. Well, you probably ain't. Oh, okay. We're not gonna get into that. Okay. Okay. So let me ask y'all a question. How long do y'all really believe? Do we really believe that LeBron James is gonna play for another 5 years?
No.
What do you say, Marshawn?
At the max, I would give LeBron James probably three at the max.
What you think, Rachel?
He's 37 now, probably 40, but I think he wants to play for longer. So I could see him being in the league another 5 years. And that's why I said he gonna turn into, not an everyday starter and stuff like that. And y'all didn't believe that. So
well, I mean, it's not that I don't believe it. I just don't think it'll happen. Is that the same thing?
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I wanted to play this because the whole LeBron James thing and whether or not he's gonna play for it much longer. Look, I gotta do this because this is it's pretty ridiculous when you see what this dude did, and it's really a part of that segment that I like to say, "Did you see that?" But I'm not gonna play the "Did you see that?" I'm just gonna play this.
Kevin Love was there, but then he wasn't there because LeBron just jumped over him. Look at that, his head at the rim, and he throws it down. That is vintage LBJ. And then when they came out to start the third.
Guys, that don't look like a 37-year-old to me.
It don't. I was like, my goodness.
Yeah, Kevin Love gonna go out. He's gonna go out with an injury after that one, man. He got his.
But Kevin Love, he did kind of move out the way a little bit. I mean, it ain't like he got dunked on like he dunked on Jason Terry that time in the Boston Garden or whatever that place is called nowadays. But again, I've never seen. I mean, Kobe ain't never done that at that age, and LeBron is just a freak of nature. So let the debate continue. And we talked about it earlier on Her in the Huddle when Marshawn said that LeBron is the greatest. And
I didn't say LeBron's the greatest. I say he's better than Jordan. I didn't say that.
You said okay. So
I
that
don't
means
think neither Jordan or LeBron's the greatest in my opinion.
Okay, well let's go there then. Who's the greatest in your opinion?
Kareem, Abdul, Jabbar.
Did you see Kareem play?
I didn't, but at the end of the day, I'd say this: basketball is about one thing, right? What is that? Winning. He won at every level. Multiple rings.
I can't disagree with you because I think Kareem is probably one of the top 3 or 4 that I've ever seen. So let me rephrase the question, counselor. Who's the greatest player that you've ever seen?
The greatest player I ever been? The greatest player that I ever seen?
Yeah. Kobe
Bean Bryant.
Okay. Rachel, what you got?
LeBron James.
You got LeBron James over Jordan? Mm-hmm. I think you're holding a grudge on Jordan. You know that story you told me a while back, right?
Which one?
We're gonna have to talk about it. Look, I might have to put it in the chat now because then people can see the chat. I ain't gonna put your business out there, but we'll talk about it later. You told me a story about Michael Jordan.
About a night in Cleveland?
A night somewhere. What man? Was it Miami? One night in Miami.
No. One night in Cleveland.
One night in Cleveland. Okay, so yeah, I think you're holding a grudge, maybe against yourself because you had the opportunity, right?
Oh my goodness. I don't need to know this.
Okay, my camera is shaking. All right, so Marshawn said that Kobe Bryant is you can't argue with him being a great player. But tell me why you think Kobe Bryant is the greatest player that you've ever seen. Why?
Because he's the Black Mamba. Kobe Bryant is arguably, I would say some days he's better than Jordan. You know, Kobe is just Kobe, man. Kobe was just a different animal. Like, he played better hurt. Who do you know play better's hurt? I've never heard of nobody that played better hurt. Kobe was just a different animal, man. He was my superhero growing up anyway, though. So
okay,
now I think if you ask me that now, who's my favorite player to watch? Kevin Durant. So between Kobe and KD, I would say.
Okay, so I think I know what the problem is here.
What?
You saw the Michael Jordan when he was playing for the Wizards.
No. I saw. Hey, check this out. I'm about to get you right here. I'm young enough to remember Michael Jordan's cologne. That was way before he joined the Wizards. Now, let's be honest. I remember when his cologne first came out. That's when he was still hot. That's when they was playing on WGN. I saw MJ play. I ain't that young now.
But this is the thing, though. This is what I'm confused at. And Rachel, maybe you can help me out because that's your Cleveland twin. How can Kobe Bryant be the greatest player that you've ever seen, but you got Michael Jordan behind LeBron? So you're saying Kobe, LeBron, and then Michael?
I don't really go by. I don't really get into the whole who's the greatest basketball player. I say who's the greatest of this era. I always just go by the greatest of 10 years. That's how I punk out. That's my punk out way of now. I don't really. I hate getting into this argument. I'm putting it up there with religion and everything.
Well, this ain't Fox News, man. This ain't CNN. This ain't One American News. This ain't even Black News Network. This is the Shakeback Media Group, the Ballers Report podcast on the Warzone Sports Network, man. So anyway, all right. So that was the NBA. Let me ask y'all about the NBA before we get about here and go to the NFL because I had made a statement on Herd and Huddle, and I made it 2 or 3 times that the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to advance further in the playoffs than the Brooklyn Nets. I still stand by that. The Nets are in danger of losing the 8th seed. Rachel, I asked Marshawn this last week on the Shakeback Sports Show. Do you think that the Nets could possibly be losing these games on purpose so they can have Kyrie Irving for the road games that they will play either in probably Toronto or maybe even Boston or somewhere like that? Do you think they're doing that on purpose so he can play these road games?
No, because he's about to be able to play New York in a minute.
What you hear?
They about to roll back everything.
Really?
Good.
The vaccination mandate too?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Hit us on Twitter at Shakeback Media Group, man. Chime in. Your comments are welcome as well.
So he's gonna be able to play soon.
Yeah, well, whatever. I'm like this, man. I don't like that team, and for a myriad of reasons, I don't like them. I do not like them. So as far as the East goes, I like the Bucks at this point. I know the 76ers. Oh, let me ask y'all about this before we actually get to the 76ers and the Bucks. Word came out on Monday that Ben Simmons has a herniated disc in his back. How?
Mm-hmm.
How? What did he do? What did he do? Sat down too hard?
I think you can injure your back without doing physical activity.
He's only 23 years old. What has he been doing?
I know. But he might have a bad back.
He's 6'10". You little guys probably punching him in the back trying to get rebounds.
That's spinal column. That's
spinal column
extra large.
When?
They boxing out.
When
he was in college. When he was in college and his first couple years. No.
Marshawn, I forgot, is a Ben Simmons apologist.
I am. That's my light-skinned brother.
I keep,
I'm an honorary member of Clutch Sports.
So this dude
always taking up.
This dude, his emotions sometimes get in the way when we talk about Ben Simmons and LeBron and Kobe and Michael Jordan and Kevin Durant. His vision, his objectivity goes out the window. Let's move on to some NFL, y'all.
But you know
Because
what? Before we move on, can I just interject about Kobe right quick? It's hard
sure.
to say that Kobe is one of the best players I've ever seen when I live on the East Coast. So all of his games was at 10 o'clock and I'm in bed and stuff like that. So
Oh no, I'm not gonna let you get away with that.
it's
I'm
kind
not
of
going.
Hey, can we move on, please? Can we
No,
move
no,
on?
no, no, no.
Can we move on?
when I
Please.
really only seen him play in the finals and stuff like
Please.
that. 'cause I
No, we
wasn't
have to
checking
move
for the
on.
Lakers that much.
Only on the biggest stage ever, and you're gonna say that you haven't seen enough.
This is almost as worse than Rachel saying Kyler Murray should be MVP.
Shut up! I had a moment.
Okay.
I had a moment.
Are you done? Are you done? Are you done, Rachel, about Kobe Bean Bryant, about him not you saying he ain't you can't really say that he's one of the best. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What y'all on tonight?
You said best.
Nothing.
we
That's
ever
Rachel.
seen. Well,
That's
you said
Rachel.
best we ever seen.
Kobe Bryant. That's the best I ever seen.
You have seen more of Kareem Abdul Jabbar than you have of Kobe Bryant, then, if that's the
No,
case.
I know accolades. It's all about winning. Kareem did. He
Not
won at
really.
every level, multiple titles,
I mean,
and he was basically the best player on his team.
and Kobe was surrounded by so many good
Here's
players.
my knock on Jordan. I guess it may be the young guy in me, but you won 3 and you had to take a break. Who knows if you would have went undefeated if you would have kept going? You probably would have lost one. That's 6-0. That 6-0 got an asterisk next to it. A little iffy. You know, you take a couple years off, you go play baseball, you rest your ankles, and then you come back at it. That's a little iffy.
There's nothing, you know what? So
Okay.
Deshaun Watson is now in Cleveland. He is the quarterback of the Browns, and the Browns gave up the farm, and then they signed him to a fully guaranteed, what is it, $230 million extension. Is that right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Marshawn, you say you called this, and we're gonna say that you did for time's sake. What's the vibe? How you feeling about Deshaun being your guy now?
Amazing. Feeling amazing. We got probably. I heard somebody say that Deshaun Watson is on the level of Bernie Kosar here in Cleveland, but I'm gonna have to object to say he's gonna be a little better because he ain't gonna be riding around here getting DUIs like Bernie. Bernie was wild. Bernie be wilding out, man. But as far as the impact that he's gonna have on the team, it's gonna be crazy. You know, like you're gonna actually have guys who not hit us with the Browns, the same old Browns. I had a coworker today pretty much tell me that he still doesn't believe the Browns are gonna be Pittsburgh even with Deshaun Watson. So you're crazy. So you're absolutely nuts. This team is gonna be where we're supposed to be next year. You know, I mean, they put all the chips in. They went all in with this move. It's a controversial move, so I look at it like this. You got a controversial guy right now with Deshaun Watson on the team that's not really liked. Nobody in the world really likes the Browns right now. So your back is against the wall right now, and it's only one thing that could get you out of this hole: W's. So I think it's gonna bring the team together. We're gonna start seeing a winning culture, and we're gonna start seeing some dubs this year. We got a pretty. I'm not gonna say we got a cake schedule. I would never say we got a cake schedule, but we got a pretty favorable schedule this year. I think our toughest game in the NFC South is Tampa. So we should go 3-1 in that division, and then we got what? I don't know, the AFC
East.
Mm-hmm. So we should go at least 2-2 in that one. So that's 5-3, and then take care of our business in our division. We should be dancing. We should be playoff dancing next year.
All right, Rachel, let me ask you this from a woman's perspective, and we know all of the surrounding things that are going on with Deshaun, and of course he was absolved of the criminal charges down in Harris County, H-Town, Texas. 713-832-281. Y'all stand up. 281-330-8004. Hit Mike Jones up on the low. From a woman's perspective, Rachel, how do you feel about Deshaun being in not only for your favorite team, but being now in the community where you live, where you cover sports, where you all your roots are, knowing that he has these 22 civil suit allegations still against him with these women?
I might say I'm torn. I'm a woman, and I know people who have been, sexually assaulted and stuff like that. I've had issues as well. So I definitely understand, where people are coming from. I believe women and things of that nature, but also, he will not be prosecuted criminally. I think, I don't want to insult him because these are allegations. That's the thing you have to remember, the allegations. That my thing is, why are you hiring these masseuses from Instagram when you have access to some of the best medical care possibly in the country, with these teams and stuff like that? Why not use those massage therapists? Why go on Instagram searching for them? Also, a lot of the women said the sex was consensual as well. So I'm really torn, but also I want to win as well too. But I mainly kept quiet before, because to me there's so many racial elements that are comprised of this. You have a black man in which almost all of his accusers are white or racially ambiguous, and they present as white, they look white, and you still have an issue in America with people hating interracial dating, and couldn't possibly bear the thought of a black man sleeping with white women. So you have that racial element as well to it too. So Cleveland is a very racist city. If those women had my skin tone, I don't think that they would care. That nobody would care. I think they'd be accused of being gold diggers and all that other stuff, because nobody listens to black women. We're treated the worst out of anybody. So I definitely think that if they looked like me, society would not care. They probably wouldn't label him as anything. It's so many different, elements to it, but I'm okay with it. He wasn't prosecuted criminally. Every person, is innocent until proven guilty. So Cleveland is known for giving people second chances. You had Kareem Hunt kick a white woman on video, and since he's came here, he's pretty much stayed out of trouble. So this is an opportunity for him to come and rebuild his brand, rebuild himself, and rebuild his life. So hopefully that wasn't a very rambling answer, but there's no clear-cut answer. I don't think that there's a right or wrong answer when it comes to this, but I feel like there's so many different elements of it, but the racial one sticks out for me more than anything. And when he said he wanted to demand a trade, these allegations came out. So, I look at it as that too, but I don't know what the right answer is.
So look at it from this standpoint, because it's not just the city of Cleveland that has given multiple chances. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger played in Pittsburgh. Ray Rice played in Baltimore, but he didn't get another chance. Let's see who else is out there. It's just I don't want to get political with this, and I definitely don't want to cross any lines of insensitivities. But the thing for me is that if you have the ability, you're going to get an opportunity. If you have the talent, you're going to get an opportunity. And just like everything that we've seen with Ben Roethlisberger and with with Kareem Hunt, Joe Mixon, so many others, even Michael Vick. Michael Vick went to jail. I mean, he went to prison for 3 years, and came out and was arguably a better quarterback afterwards than he was before he went in. So if you have the ability, you're going to get another opportunity. And for Deshaun, I mean, I think Deshaun Watson, everybody has vouched for his character, that there's no way that he could have done this. And what I believe is that when you look at these other high profile type of incidents that we've seen with these other guys, we didn't really hear that about those other cats. But for this dude, we heard a lot about that going all the way back to his days at Clemson. So, I just think that if the Cleveland Browns did not really do their due diligence as they say they did, obviously we know that something's coming down, because they've made some moves to get Jacoby Brissett in there, who's more than capable of winning games. So I'm thinking, there's going to probably be a 6 to 8 game suspension. I know Molly Kareem on First Take was saying he should get suspended for 2 years.
I'm sorry.
Yes. I mean, I don't know about that. I mean,
NFL don't work like that.
No, it doesn't.
And when she said, I'm sorry, but when she said that, I was just baffled.
Yeah.
Like,
But see, why is it that Calvin Ridley, who bet $1,500 of his own money, gets suspended for a year? But these dudes, man, that do all these things up to and including lying about vaccination statuses and immunizations and all that, when we're in the height of a pandemic and you can put people's lives and families in jeopardy, they only get 2 games.
How does that? No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, or somebody that can get behind a wheel under the influence and kill somebody and then get a second opportunity to play in the NFL. Josh Brent for the Dallas Cowboys. All of the things that happened with the Cowboys back in the 90s with Michael Irvin and all that. So, again, the ability makes you available, period.
Yeah, and another thing, none of that disrupts the bottom dollar. How does any of that, what you said, get in the way of the operation of the NFL? It doesn't. As long as it doesn't get in the way of the operations of the NFL or, take away the bottom dollar of the NFL, then, just going to get a slap on the wrist. I expect if Deshaun Watson even gets suspended, everybody's saying he will.
He's going to get suspended. He's going to have to get suspended.
If he gets suspended, they'll probably do the same thing they did to Big Ben, slap him for 6. He appeals it. He give 4. He's not going to do 8 games. There's no way I see him doing 8 games.
But wasn't it saying he would really only get suspended if he settled?
Yeah. No, I don't think it really. I don't think the NFL's personal conduct policy even really. It doesn't even account for that. Their thing is did this person do enough to make us look bad? Well, the NFL, you're a hypocrite because you made yourself look bad when you would not allow, or when you all banded together to not allow Colin Kaepernick to even get a tryout with another team. I'm going to leave it there, guys, because we can go on that for another year. But I want to ask y'all about it. Go ahead, real quick.
I just think if Colin Kaepernick, talent-wise, was a little better, he would have a job. But I think when he struggled that last year with the 49ers, that's just my take. By him struggling that last year with the 49ers and they weren't good, his team's kind of like, why would I take that? Why would I take that risk on him?
Okay, I'm glad you said that. Okay, and I said I was gonna leave it alone, but now you didn't pull my card.
Poke the bear.
What do Aaron Rodgers, Dan Marino, Joe Namath all have in common?
They white.
Nope. With Colin Kaepernick, what do they all have in common?
They
went to one Super Bowl. One Super Bowl. And he went to a Super Bowl when he was still playing very, very, or playing at a high level. Okay, right. The precipitative drop-off that you're talking about, Marshawn, was because he was on the 49ers. But that's the same Colin Kaepernick when he was playing under Jim Harbaugh as opposed to under whoever it was.
Tom Sula.
Yeah, exactly. That's the same dude. And you mean tell me that his skills fell off that much in a 2 to 3 year span? No, sir. I don't believe it.
But wasn't he coming off an injury too after had surgery that last year too he played?
Okay. The other cats came
off. Tell me this. What could Colin Kaepernick offer to a team right now after being off, 3 years?
5. It's been 5 years.
5 years? What could he offer?
I don't know what he could offer them now, but 4 years ago he could have offered them something, and he didn't get that opportunity. That's my point. That is my point. So, Deshaun Watson, yeah, he's an African American, but if he is wrong for doing this stuff, then yeah, he deserves whatever punishment he gets. Period, point blank. Because I try to tell people this, that I get into arguments with on other social media platforms about it's not about liberal or conservative or Democrat or Republican or whatever. It's about what's right and about what's wrong. I don't give a hoot. I don't give a damn what color you are. Right is right. Wrong is wrong. Period, point blank. And speaking of right is right and wrong is wrong, Baker who? Baker who?
I never heard of him. I don't even know who this guy is.
Baker who, Rachel? Where's he going?
Maybe Seattle.
Marshawn, where's he going?
Siberia.
I just said it.
Siberia. I don't care. I don't care. I'm just let this be known. I don't care. I'll tell you this. This is why I don't care. Let's take everybody down the road. I didn't care for Baker Mayfield when he first got here. Why? Because I'm gonna say a lot of people could call me childish, but he rubbed me the wrong way when he stabbed that flag in Ohio State's field.
Yeah.
I think that was childish. You know, and then you do it when the players is off the field. You can say it's my feelings, whatever. It is what it is. I had to accept him because the Browns picked him. I wanted Josh Allen. That's what I want. I've been screaming that for years. Some of my friends even trolled me when the Browns went to the playoffs. You know, I didn't think that the guy was built for this. Now he's gone. We got Deshaun Watson. This is Deshaun Watson City, whether people like it or not.
Okay.
That's how I feel, man.
Rachel,
but hold on. But I ain't gonna be that guy. I think, like I said on Her in the Huddle, one of two things is gonna happen. He either is gonna go to Seattle because that's a place where they have no O-line and the Browns can kind of screw him over and send him to a terrible situation. But it wouldn't be bad because I think Seattle's gonna rebuild. They're gonna do Houston and do a rebuild within the next 2 years. Or he could go to Tampa and Tampa can be nice and give us some nice, give up a pick or something. And, he could be the successor to the GOAT.
This dude here. I thought you might have re-hit your head from the last time you said that about an hour or so ago when you said that mess. Nobody is going to trade for Baker Mayfield for a $19 million contract that's guaranteed for a backup quarterback. Who's going to do that?
Somebody can do it.
And supposedly the Browns want a first round pick back.
Yeah, somebody gonna have to give. Jimmy said that. That's what Jimmy said. Just give me a first round pick. I'll take him. Like that's just gonna actually happen. You know what I would do though? You know what I would do? Honestly, this would be crazy. I know some people are probably gonna say I'm insane for this. But if you really want to get rid of Baker Mayfield, why not package a guy like Kareem Hunt with him, make it juicier? Because do they need Kareem Hunt?
Yeah.
Do they technically need Kareem Hunt? I mean, Dearness Johnson showed this. Listen, this is one thing I learned with the Browns last year. They had a solid 4 good running backs that could, if Nick Chubb went down, you had 3 guys behind him, including Kareem Hunt. Now you take Kareem Hunt out of the situation, you still got John Kelly, who's behind Dearness Johnson, who fits in his system. So I feel like if you really wanted to get rid of Baker, attach Kareem Hunt to him. You ain't got to attach a pick. Attach a guy who's making $5 million, who still got some left in the tank. That's possibly what would appeal Seattle. They need a running back. You need a consistent running back. You can get Kareem up there. Kareem can, it's legal weed up there, so I'm pretty sure he'll like it up there.
That's really not a bad idea when you think about it from a holistic standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
That, and then they can get some constipation back.
Then you could probably get that. You might not get a first. You can get a second and a third.
I don't know about that, but you will be able to get some constipation back because you're going to get rid of that roll of boo-boo. All right, guys. We ain't got no more time left. That's it. What else y'all got to say? How can they find y'all on social media? Rachel, who's never on social media, but go ahead.
I know I need to get so much better about that. 1ST, a lady of sports, and that is on Twitter and Instagram, and Rachel L. Hill on Facebook.com.
Powers.
You know where to find me at. Just look me up. Google me.
Y'all know who I am. I'm Kevin Durant.
Look, you ain't got some free Shake Shack and don't know how to act now.
Google me. Nah, you can find me on Instagram at Surshine. It's either Surshine90, Surshine_90. One of the two on Instagram and Twitter. Just look me up. You know where to find me at.
All right, man. Let's get out of here. Willie Epstein Jr., Warzone Sports Network, Shake Back, Media Group, Ballers Report Podcast. Y'all stay safe. Y'all hug each other. Y'all love each other. We'll holler at y'all again real soon. Peace. We out.